Guys, again, this is the story of a 4-year-old out of Euclid, Ohio, that is posthumous now, unfortunately, and her name is Aniya Day-Garrett, and I wanted to give you guys kind of an update on this particular story. And in Euclid, Ohio, family members expressed concern for a 4-year-old girl's safety in the months before her mother and her mother's boyfriend are accused of killing her, they said, after an emotional court hearing. Aniya Day-Garrett's father, who you guys will see here on the screen here in just a moment, I will make sure and point him out. That's the father right there. On my right-hand side, this is the actual father of the little girl. Okay? Aniya Day-Garrett's father and other relatives felt that she, which is the mother that they were talking about, and I'll give you guys her name here in a minute. They were accused of killing the little girl, and they said after an emotional court hearing, let me see, where am I at? Relatives felt she was malnourished and being physically abused in recent months, they said recently outside of a Euclid municipal court. They called Cuyahoga Children and Family Services. I'm assuming that's the county more than likely. It's a difficult name to pronounce. And Family Services to report bruises on the girl's body, such as rug burns and black eyes, they said. Man, that's crazy. This beautiful 4-year-old daughter's life was cut down senselessly, her grandmother said, who is Rachel Garrett. Beaten, abused, battered, starved. You have to be heartless. That was a quote from her. The agency received 3 phone calls about Annayia in 2017 and looked into the concerns. Cuyahoga County spokeswoman Mary Louise Madigan said recently there was not enough evidence to warrant removing Annayia from the home, she said, which is crazy and unfortunate. Children and Family Services is conducting an internal investigation, which is standard procedure in cases involving deaths, Madigan said. Annayia suffered a stroke Sunday caused by blunt impacts to the head with subdermal hematoma. According to Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Office, and she died after paramedics took her to Euclid Hospital. Man, that is absolutely sad. The medical examiner's office also found evidence that Annayia was malnourished, a spokesman said. Annaya's mother, Sierra Day, who is the lady right here on the right-hand screen, that's the actual birth mother. Her and her boyfriend, Deonte Lewis, are charged with aggravated murder in connection with the girl's death. And this is one of the pictures of the father in court, man, and a lot of people have been seeing that picture circulate, which is very, very sad, man, because you could clearly tell that this man loves his daughter. A Euclid municipal court judge sets their bond at $1 million during their arraignments Tuesday afternoon, meaning they probably wouldn't be able to make that kind of bail. Even if they were to get a lot of help and 10%, they wouldn't be able to get bail for that. And the other guy down there at the bottom right, that's actually the Sierra Day's boyfriend, Deonte Lewis. The girl's father, Michael Garrett, who was the gentleman right here to the right, sought custody of the girl he called, quote unquote, Sugar. He called his little baby Sugar, relatives said. He'd do anything to make her smile. He always made her smile, Michael Garrett's sister said, Brittany Hill. Anytime you would see him near her, she was smiling. She loved her daddy. Michael Garrett was emotional when Day and Lewis appeared in court. He shouted, "You killed my effing daughter," at Lewis as family members and attorneys left the courtroom. Day, who was the mom, is 23, and Lewis, the guy, is 26, waived their rights to preliminary hearings during the arraignments. I'm not sure the reason that they do that. I don't know if they have a public defender or what, but that's what they did. They waived their rights. The cases were bound over to Cuyahoga County Common Pleas or Pleas Court. I'm gonna say Pleas, Pleas. Investigators have not released any information on the events that led to Annaya's death. Euclid Fire Department paramedics found Annayia unresponsive just before 11:30 a.m. Sunday. I'll have to get you guys a date. Of course, this is not that long ago, but it's definitely not, within the past couple days. I think it was a little bit longer than that. Sunday, when they responded to a medical emergency at Cultural Garden Apartments on Lakeshore Boulevard, police said. A Euclid detective and prosecutor did not offer any additional information during the arraignments. Family members set up a GoFundMe to pay for Annaya's funeral arrangement. The page is seeking $10,000 to pay for the services. All right, let me see where we're at with that, and I can come back. Okay, just to let you guys know, they were seeking $10,000. They have actually raised $17,437. I'll actually show that on the screen for you guys, so that way that you can see that they have met their goal. So, kudos to them for that portion of it right here. And that's your proof. So they did reach their goal. So as far as that particular item, there's that's what they were asking for. So there's not really much more that needs to be done with regard to that point. Okay. Now, let me see if there's anything else that I'm missing here. Yeah, actually there is quite a bit. Okay. They said the 4-year-old girl had let me see. Yeah, the 4-year-old girl had burns on her body and appeared emaciated. Now, for you guys that don't know what emaciated means, I kind of know what it means, but I didn't know exactly what it meant. But it's abnormally thin or weak, especially because of illness or a lack of food. So they were starving the little girl. And people will wonder, like, how can these two people do something like that to this beautiful, innocent, sweet little girl? And every time that I've watched videos on this little girl, she seemed to be just like that, just a little sweet little angel, man. And that breaks my heart, because I don't know how many people are parents out there, but I am a proud father of a little girl. She's not my little girl anymore. She's my big girl. But I do remember, being this man and having my 4-year-old daughter. I was with my daughter when she was born. I had my daughter, living with me part of the time. Pretty early on in her life. I think within after the first couple of weeks, because, a lot of times, it's helpful for the children to stay with the mom for the first couple of weeks. But after that, my daughter was at my house 4 days a week, all the time with me, every single week. And I didn't miss out on any time raising my baby. I remember when my daughter was 4. I remember when my daughter was 2. I remember when she started to walk, crawl, talk, all of that stuff. So vividly, I remember my baby being this age, so I definitely understand the love, care, and compassion that comes from a father's standpoint. But to sit there and starve and have burns and bruises and black eyes, just it's hard to hear that. Aniya Day-Garrett, who's the little girl there, right there, had scald marks, burn marks, like hot water marks on her feet and legs, a large bruise near her left eye, and a cut on her face when paramedics found her unresponsive at the Cultural Gardens apartment. The little girl also appears so emaciated that investigators could clearly make out the individual joints in her fingers and each of her ribs, according to a police report released Thursday afternoon. She suffered a stroke because of the blunt impacts to her head with a subdermal hematoma. The girl's mother, Sierra R. Day, and her boyfriend, Deonte L. Lewis, so they've released their names, are charged with aggravated murder in connection with Annaya's death. They remain in custody for $1 million. Let me make sure that... Okay, this is the story that they told, and I want you guys to hear this out, okay? And I'll definitely get back to the chat here to see what you guys are saying in there, because I'm missing some of it as I read the story to you guys. Yeah, man, it's very difficult. And I think Tommy might have already done this story, but there's a couple things that I found just recently that I don't know that very many people have, which is what's going to make this very, very unique, guys. So let's keep going. And again, there's going to be a surprise at the end, so you guys want to stay tuned for this. Day, who's 26, and Lewis, Day, who's 23, and Lewis, who's 26, told investigators that Annayia had been feeling sick since they ate out last Thursday at Red Lobster. They said Annayia threw up several times and not been eating or drinking much since the outing, according to a police report. Now, let me ask you guys a question for the parents out there. If your child is sick and hasn't been eating or isn't feeling well or anything like that, what would a good parent do in that situation? Like, I know what my daughter's mom would do. I know what I would do. Off top. If that story is true, the first thing that you would do is you would take your child to the hospital. It don't matter what time of day it is. You know, I remember my daughter's mom taking my baby to the hospital for headaches, for sore throats, for just any little thing. And that's why I will always give my daughter's mom credit, because any little thing that was going wrong with my daughter, all the way up until like a long time, any little thing, she'd take her to the ER. Exactly. If you couldn't get to a doctor, she'd take her to the ER. And it didn't matter what time it was. I'm just like, whatever it costs, that's what we're going to pay. And we're gonna make sure and take care of the cost of that. And that's what we did. So, the Sierra Day heard a loud boom Sunday while Annayia was in the bathroom. This is what the mother was saying, the birth mother. She walked into the bathroom and found her daughter lying on the floor. She told investigators. Annayia got up and tried to walk, but she stumbled and fell, Day told investigators. Sierra started CPR on her daughter while Lewis called 911, and dispatcher talked with them until paramedics arrived, according to a recording of the call released on Thursday afternoon. Euclid Fire Department paramedics found Annayia unresponsive when they arrived at an apartment just before 11:30 a.m. Annayia's skin was pale and she appeared lifeless by the time police officers arrived minutes later. The report says Annayia was pronounced dead after paramedics took her to Euclid Hospital. Investigators subsequently took Day and Lewis into custody on suspicion of child endangerment, the report says, because they can look at the scenario, the situation, the stories that they told, and they can say, we think that something else might be up. We're going to have to take you guys in. We're going to question you and all of that good stuff because we suspect something else is wrong here. They were charged with aggravated murder 2 days later. And I'm going to tell you guys exactly what aggravated murder means in Ohio. Annayia's relatives said Tuesday they were concerned for the little girl's safety in the months before she died. They called Cuyahoga County Children and Family Services to report the bruises on the girl's body, such as rug burns and black eyes, they said. And I'm going to tell you guys something. For anybody that is not familiar, may wonder maybe why the family didn't take more action, is because really, legally, they couldn't unless they could prove, something. And in order to prove that, you have to get the state involved, which is exactly what they did. So, the father and the family did what they could by reporting this, and the father couldn't just take custody, from the mom without actually going through the legal proper procedures. It's just a story that sucks because, you're just helpless. There's nothing you can do. Harbor Crest Child Care of Euclid also contacted the police department last year to report a series of suspicious injuries that occurred over a year and a half period, according to the police report. Cuyahoga County Children and Family Services investigated 3 reports about Annayia in 2017, but the agency didn't find any cause to remove her from the mother's home, which that's disturbing. Cuyahoga County spokeswoman Mary Louise Madigan said Tuesday. Children and Family Services is conducting an internal investigation, which is a standard procedure in cases involving deaths, Madigan said. And I think they need to do an inside investigation, an outside investigation. Everybody involved with that needs to be investigated, in my opinion. But it said the medical examiner concluded the toddler died from blunt impacts to her head and was also malnourished. Annayia's biological father, who is Michael Garrett, and I'll show you guys him here in just a moment, had been fighting to gain custody of the child, claiming she was being abused. So, kudos to the father for trying to take the proper procedures rather than just doing like some people and just taking the kid and running with the kid. Child Services investigated Day 3 times but failed to find sufficient evidence to remove the toddler from the home. That is just absolutely insane and it's sad. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you guys the actual news story. So I think these videos are always, festive to give you guys kind of something to look at and to be able to really, really grasp the story for what it is. Okay. So before I show these videos, of course, I always have to do the unpleasantries. So you guys bear with me a moment. Got to get this up on the screen. Just for legal purposes, federal law allows citizens, which is me, to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107 hashtag fair use. Okay? Because we're going to do everything except parody because there is absolutely nothing funny about this at all. All right? Here's the first video, and this is the news report. Here we go.
23-year-old Sierra Day and her live-in boyfriend, 26-year-old Deonte Lewis, are hauled into court to face a charge of aggravated murder for causing the death of Sierra Day's daughter.
And right there, as you can see, that's the actual... Let me back it up just a hair. That's the birth mother, and that's her boyfriend. That's not the father at all. That's just some dude. That's just her boyfriend. And Kingdom Minded said it is pronounced Cuyahoga. Thank you very much, Cuyahoga. It doesn't look like Cuyahoga at all. Wow. Brielle corrected me also. Thank you. I definitely would not have known that. Father needs to sue CPS. Honestly, guys, yes, he does. He has a legitimate case. He does. He does. And that's clear. That's a clear case. Because one thing that you can't do is you can't go back and redo this. You cannot fix this. This is messed up for eternity. They messed this up for eternity, and the father should absolutely be compensated. He should be vindicated, at least financially. But here's the story, guys.
23-year-old Sierra Day and her live-in boyfriend, 26-year-old Deonte Lewis, are hauled into court to face a charge of aggravated murder for causing the death of Sierra Day's daughter, 4-year-old Aniya Day-Garrett. The medical examiner says Annayia was beaten to death and was malnourished at the time of her death.
Satan, the devil, I cannot imagine to tell you why someone would hurt a child.
That's the father. Over here on my right, that's the father, the birth father.
The child's father, Michael Garrett, says his daughter had been abused over and over again by her mother. He and other family members reported the abuse to Cuyahoga County Children and Family Services on a number of occasions. And at the time of Annaya's death, he was fighting for emergency custody.
He was fighting for emergency custody. So from what I understand, not only was he fighting for custody, but he also tried to get emergency custody, especially after the last few incidents that they reported. I mean, he did everything within the legal parameters to try to get legal custody of that little girl, man. And it just sucks that he just ran out of time.
Yeah, I did everything in my power to let them know, that I was a stand-up dad and that my daughter was being harmed and abused at home. And this was an emergency.
The anguish over losing his daughter and the anger of coming face-to-face with the two people accused of killing the child boil over. Michael Garrett says he is overwhelmed by the knowledge that no one was there to protect Annayia.
They did absolutely nothing to help my daughter in this situation, and now my daughter's dead.
A teacher at a daycare center in Euclid tells Fox 8 News that she reported on at least 4 different occasions that Annayia was being abused by her mother.
So I'm asking Annayia what happened, and she said, "Mommy hit me, but Mommy said I fell."
Mommy hit me, but Mommy said I fell. This is hard, man. This is hard. But I'm going to keep playing the video. I'm not going to stop too many times.
Michelle Marshall says she filed incident reports each time Annayia showed outward signs of abuse, first bruises and then black eyes.
Mom hit me. Mommy did it.
What is most frustrating to Michelle Marshall and everyone else who loved Aniya Day-Garrett is that authorities failed to take action, even after it was reported that Sierra Day pushed her daughter down a flight of stairs and later punched her in the head.
Annayia fought for herself. She told the police, Mommy hurt me. Mommy did this. Mommy hit me. She told the doctor. She told the social service lady. They failed her.
As you guys can hear, everybody, the police, child services, the courts, everybody was contacted about this situation. And that's also, like I was talking to some of my family members earlier in Oklahoma City, when I actually said, you know, what rights do fathers have? And I think this is a very, very chilling case about how fathers don't actually have any rights, guys. Because I asked my cousins, I asked my family members, and I said, what rights do fathers have after the seed leaves his body? And the room got quiet, and nobody could actually answer me on that. And I think not only is that a good thing when you don't actually have an answer, but it's also a very telling thing whenever, you know, we don't even notice the things that are going on around us. Okay, but let's keep playing the video. Let me see. DTO said, "Isn't that a lawsuit?" It absolutely. I think this is a legitimate reason for a lawsuit. 100%. Yeah.
Child Family Services failed her.
Jack Shea, Fox 8 News in Euclid.
Yeah. That's absolutely. You're absolutely right. I definitely. You know, I'm not always a proponent for you know, suing and things like that, especially to the state and schools or police department or anything like that. But I think that this would absolutely be a legitimate case for a lawsuit. Yep. All right. Now this is actually another video that I'm gonna show you guys, and this is actually the family showing concern for the little girl on the father's side, from my understanding. Here we go.
A beautiful 4-year-old.
I'm gonna have to turn this up just a little bit so you guys can hear it.
A beautiful 4-year-old daughter whose life was a girl whose life was cut down senselessly.
Innocent little girl.
Beaten, abused, battered, starved.
No reason.
Oh. You have to be heartless. Bruises on her bodies, black eyes coming to school,
Rug burn.
On her legs, yeah.
Malnutrition.
That was his sugar. What he called it, sugar.
Anything to make her smile.
Yeah.
He always made that baby smile. Anytime you see him and her, she was smiling. She loved her daddy. She loved her daddy.
Yeah.
And this is also another reason why I also beg our sisters, you know, if you want to see this type of thing stop happening, you absolutely, at this point, we shouldn't have to go through the court systems. We shouldn't have to go through the government, the police, CPS, or anything like that. We should be able to go to the mothers, and anytime we have issues, questions, concerns, or anything like that going on with these kids, especially knowing that the majority of us have children outside of wedlock, we ought to be able to deal with each other still. The quicker we can fix these relationships between mothers and fathers and the hurt and the pain that we have from each other, I think it could absolutely help prevent, you know, these situations going forward. But I'm gonna tell you guys something. The reason why, do you have the 911 call? I actually don't. I actually do not have that. Let me actually, you bring up a great question. Let me see if it's even there. Great question. Let me see if I can find it. Man, you guys are on it.
What do you need, an ambulance?
Yep. Got it, guys. Who was that asked for the 911 call? You guys, I need you guys to thank Mo Common Sense. You guys can thank Mo Common Sense for this. This just in. We have the 911 call. That quick. That quick. Here we go, guys. We're using this audio also by way of fair use. Federal law allows me to use this in the news reporting under 17 USC 107. Fair use. Here's the 911 call.
What do you need an ambulance for, sir?
Yes, hi. My daughter's having a hard time breathing. She's breathing, but she's barely breathing.
Is she able to talk in complete sentences?
No, she can't. She's not talking in no complete sentences at all.
How old is she?
4. She had fell out, and we were just trying to see what's going on with her.
Is she conscious now?
Is she conscious? Yes. But she's not really breathing. She's not speaking. She's not responding to us.
Guys, and also I think this is the phone call from the boyfriend. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is the boyfriend.
Is she awake?
Her eyes are open. Her eyes are open, yes.
But she's not really alert?
She's not saying anything or responding to our...
When I press down on her chest, she'll make a sound.
That's the mother. Okay, so I think I understand what's going on. This is the mother and the father with their concocted story, and they're trying to give it to the 911 people. Now, keep in mind, when the actual fire department got there, they said the girl's skin was pale, the little girl was emaciated, the girl was burnt all over her body, and the girl had blunt force trauma to the head. The little girl was already out by this point. Okay? So listen to what they're saying, because this is definitely going to be used against them in the court.
Okay. Well, don't press down on her chest, okay?
No, with 2 hands.
Does your daughter have a history?
And I want you guys to listen to this. I'm going to start this call over, okay? I want you guys to tell me if this sounds like concerned parents. If you found your child unresponsive and having issues like you say, I want you guys to listen to this call. Listen to this 911 call, and you guys tell me, does this sound like 2 concerned parents? Listen again. This is the boyfriend of the mother, and then you're going to hear the mother's voice. Listen, here we go.
What do you need an ambulance for, sir?
Yes, hi. My daughter's having a hard time breathing. She's breathing, but she's barely breathing.
He said his daughter. That's not his daughter. That's the boyfriend. That's his girlfriend's daughter.
Is she able to talk in complete sentences?
No, she can't. She's not talking in no complete sentences at all.
How old is she?
4. She had fell out, and we were just trying to see what's going on with her.
Is she conscious now?
Is she conscious? Yes. But she's not really breathing. She's not speaking. She's not responding to us.
Is she awake?
Her eyes are open. Her eyes are open, yes.
But she's not really alert?
She's not saying anything or responding to our...
You guys hear that? He couldn't even answer her question. Now again, I want you guys to listen to their voices. Do they sound like concerned parents over a child that's in dire need of medical care? Does it sound like concerned parents? That's my question.
Press down on her chest, she'll make a sound.
Okay.
That's the mother. Y'all tell me if y'all hear concern in this mother's voice.
Okay. Well, don't press down on her chest, okay?
No, with 2 hands.
Does your daughter have a history?
Does she have a history or what?
Yeah, does she have a history of any breathing issues?
No.
What was she doing before this happened?
Well, she's been acting a little sick. We went to Red Lobster last week. I thought it was because of that, because she started acting weird. I thought it was like a stomach virus or something of what she ate or whatever. And I noticed as she's been at home, we started like feeding her, and she was just throwing everything up. So gave her ginger ale, she threw the ginger ale up. I gave her Tylenol, she spit that up.
Okay. When's the last time she ate or drank anything?
We try to give her some breakfast in the morning, and she ate like a little bit of it, but it's like she kept chewing it. She was prolonged to chewing it for a long time.
All right, she's been having these flu-like symptoms for how long?
It started last Thursday when we came for her lawsuit. We know that she started acting weird.
Since last Thursday?
Yes.
As in like a few days ago?
Yes.
Has she been running a fever?
She was a little hot, but then her body would like just be weird to turn cold.
What is your name?
Annayia, Anniyia.
What's your last name?
Day,
Did you guys try contacting the child's pediatrician?
I want you guys to hear that. And I'm sorry I'm getting emotional here because that's really bothering the hell out of me. What's up, DJ C Smooth? Matter of fact, DJ C Smooth, I owe you this from a long time ago, brother. Rent you up there, thank you. So the next time you post in the chat, you should see that you have your blue powers there. Guys, this is really, really bothering me. I want you guys to hear this again. When she asked her what her name is, she was asking about the mother's name. What's your name? Listen to it again.
Day, she was a little hot, but then her body would like just be weird to turn cold.
What is your name?
What is your name? And listen to what she says.
Annayia, Anniyia.
She just gave the daughter's name as opposed to her name. Just want to point that out.
What's your last name?
Day,
Did you guys try contacting the child's pediatrician?
Did we try?
Yeah, did you call our pediatrician when this started?
No, I actually just spoke to a 24-hour nurse.
Okay. What is she doing now?
Well, now I just got her sitting up. I tried to even do mouth to mouth.
Well, if she's breathing, you probably don't need to do CPR. Do you know?
Oh my God! Wow! Oh my God! Are you kidding me? Oh my God. No, she did not just say that. Oh my God, no. Oh. Tell me y'all heard that. Come on. Come on, man. Oh. Okay, sorry. I want you guys to hear this again. I need you guys to pay attention. We got about 100 people watching. Hit the thumbs up so other people can come here, please. Okay? Listen to this again. I'm going to back it up just a hair. Tell me what's wrong with this. Please listen. Tell me what's wrong with this.
Well, now I just got her sitting up. I tried to even do mouth to mouth.
Well, if she's breathing, you probably don't need to do CPR.
Everybody said they heard that loud and clear. Holy shit. Wow. Wow. Wow.
I just got her sitting up. I tried to even do mouth to mouth.
Well, if she's breathing, you probably don't need to do CPR.
Keep in mind all of the things that they said. She was pressing on her chest. And all this other stuff. She said she's breathing, but you did CPR. How? How? How do you do CPR on somebody that's breathing? Matter of fact, can we look up the word CPR, the acronym CPR, and find out what that means? Cardiopulmonary resuscitation. It's a life-saving technique useful in many emergencies, including a heart attack or near drowning, in which someone's breathing or heartbeat has stopped. So if the little girl is breathing and she has a heartbeat and you're sitting her up, why does she need CPR?
Do you know what I'm saying?
Because I put my fingers, I don't know, I'm just trying to figure out what else can I do. Like, I put my hands up to her nose to see if she was breathing, and I didn't feel no air coming out. Like, she got her eye open.
Wait a minute, is she not breathing?
She said she put her finger in her mouth, her eye is open. Guys, I'm going to just let the phone call play. I'm sorry, because I'm going to stop this every few seconds.
No.
Your child is not breathing?
No.
She just said she was breathing.
Okay, let's do CPR then.
That's what I'm trying to do. I didn't do my whole force, 2 hands. I just two fingers basically is what I'm doing.
Okay, I want you to get her on a flat surface. Okay.
Okay, say it again.
No. They just told me, yes, we're going to start CPR right now.
Okay, put the phone on speaker. Let's put the
phone on speaker, okay? If you guys have an AED available, I want you to send someone to go get it right now, okay?
What available?
An AED machine?
No, we don't have that.
All right, place your daughter flat on her back on the floor, okay?
Okay.
Kneel down near her chest.
More on her stomach, on her back.
She is definitely not breathing, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Place the heel of your hand on the center of her chest.
Mm-hmm.
Put your other hand on top of the first hand. I want you to push down firmly on the chest at least 2 inches, only to the heel of your hands. Okay? We're going to do it 30 times, just like you're pumping her chest, okay? You're going to count out loud with me. Are you ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. We're going to keep going, okay? Hard and fast. Okay? She starts breathing, then we're going to stop. We're going to keep doing this. Keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
I don't know if y'all can hear that. There's something in the background. I can't tell whether that's them faking that sound or if that's actually the little girl. Man, this is, man. Ooh. This is hard, man.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Keep going, okay? The squad just called that they're on scene. I need one of you guys to get up and go open the door. Okay?
Okay, down there now?
Is she still not breathing?
Yeah, she make a sound whenever we do that. Whenever we, you do the little pumping thing, she made a sound like a But then
is she breathing? Check her nose. Somebody should still be pumping.
You feel cold air. She said she feel cold air coming out the nose.
There's cold air coming out of the nose?
Yes.
Okay, if she's got air coming out, is her chest rising up and down?
No.
Her chest is not. All right, keep pumping. Okay, if her chest isn't going up and down, I want you to keep going until the squad gets started to take over. Okay? I'm going to count with you again. Let me know when the squad opens the door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
But she's having a time breathe right now, guys.
What?
The paramedics are here now.
All right. Let them take over, okay?
All right.
All right, thank you.
More common sense. Got us something that I did not think we were going to have for the story, man. This just in. My brother, Mo Common Sense. That was the 911 call, and honestly, I did not even think to look up a 911 call. Wow. 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 Man. And matter of fact, it ain't even that many people that have even heard that call. I'm looking at the video source, where the source of that video is, from the news station. And we're using this by way of fair use. It's not even that many people that's even heard this video at all. So some of you guys are hearing this call for the very first time. That broke my heart. And yes, I actually cried because I'm like, they're freaking lying. And that, guys, and I'm going to tell you something. That's not even the twist that I was going to give you guys at all. That was given to me by my guy in the chat, Mo Common Sense. He told me to look up the call. Oh my God, man. Okay, let me try to get myself back together here because I have completely lost track about where I'm at.
23-year-old Sierra Day and her live-in boyfriend, 26-year-old Deonte Lewis, are hauled into court to face a charge of aggravated murder for causing the death of Sierra.
Look at those faces. I wanted to point that out. Look at those two faces. Do those look like the faces of people that actually give a crap about killing a 4-year-old? Either one of them. I'm just asking. I'm just asking. I thought I'd throw that out there. All right. Now, the point that I wanted to get to, guys, that's going to give you guys a little bit of a twist is two things. Number one, I'm going to let you know what they're up against. And number two, I'm going to let you know what I think led up to this. And I have pictures and videos to prove it. And I'm going to actually show you guys the the pictures before I actually show you the video. And I think I know what led up to this and why they were so cold-hearted about the whole thing, okay? Now, in Ohio differentiates between aggravated murder, which is what they're charged with, and murder. They're charged with aggravated murder. So aggravated murder consists of purposefully causing the death of another or unlawful termination of a pregnancy with prior calculation and design, or purposefully causing the death of another under the age of 13, a law enforcement officer, or in the course of committing certain serious felony offenses. Murder consists of purposefully causing the death of another or causing the death of another as a proximate result of committing certain serious felonies. Now, what they're charged with is aggravated murder. And I'm going to show you guys this on the screen so you guys can see exactly what I'm looking at. And you guys can look this information up yourself. But this is specifically for the state that they live in Ohio. Okay? This is the information that we have. Aggravated murder, which as you guys can see, is right here. The mandatory sentencing, if you are convicted of aggravated murder, which is what they're both charged with, life without parole or life without possibility of parole after 20 to 25 or 30 years. Now, right below that is another one that I think is very interesting because I think this is the one that they're going for. Aggravated murder with capital specification for certain aggravating factors such as special victims, murder for hire, multiple victims, witness as victim, committed in the course of another serious felony offense. They may or may not be able to get that, but a special victim, I think, would be a child, a 4-year-old child, defenseless child. Okay? You could face a mandatory sentencing of death, life without parole, life without the possibility of parole after 25 or 30 years. I see in myself, I study Ohio law. Okay, so maybe you can let them know in the chat which one that they'll actually try to charge them with, Brielle, because I definitely think that they should be facing the most serious offense for the aggravated murder, because I think that they definitely should be able to get that conviction. Okay, so that's what they're up against. Now, I'm going to show you guys a set of pictures, and I want you guys to let me know what you think about these pictures. Let me see. I think I've already showed you guys this video. Let me make sure. Yeah, you guys have already seen that one. All right. Now, I'm going to show you guys a set of pictures. I want you, like, can you bring Mo Common Sense on to talk about his personal experience? Sure, I can. Have him email me at thesodayoudig@gmail.com. It's just the name there without any spaces, thesodayoudig@gmail.com. Email me and I'll give you a link so that you can join. Brielle, you do the same thing. Email me and I can get you guys on here at the end. I'm going to show you guys these pictures and I want you to tell me what you think about these pictures. Now, this is the father, and I want you guys to notice who the father is with. Just so you guys know, the father has a girlfriend. And I'm going to let you guys know some of the captions that I found on the father's Instagram. And believe it or not, it was actually extremely hard to find this father on Instagram with his girlfriend, and I found him. Okay? And it's officially his page. And he quotes things like, I have 2 posts from him, 3 posts. After paying bills, I told my better half right now, money kind of tight, but as long as we got each other and keep grinding, everything gonna be aight. Hashtag always. P.S. When times get tough, love her, love him through thick or thin. He's posting about this girl. Here's a second post from his Instagram. And he quotes, it's one thing to tell a person you love, and let me see, DJ C Smooth already got it. It's one thing to tell a person you love them, but to actually show them is even greater. Y'all, and he used the N-word, trying to lay up with random women because it's getting cold as outside, and y'all mama's starting to kick y'all butts out now. And he has laughing emojis. Find one good woman and cherish her. 9/10, she will do the same. And then one of these pictures, and I think it was that one you just saw, and it said hashtag show her off Sunday. Now, for the people that right there, it was actually that picture right there, hashtag show her off Sunday, that one. Now, for the people that have been in Soto Nation for a long time, and you guys are familiar with Tommy Sotomayor, and you're familiar with his message, what do you guys think the motive is before I show you this last video, which is the final piece to the puzzle? I want to see if somebody gets it. DJ C Smooth definitely caught the majority of that. What's up, Lewis? Toluvian? Crazy Goose? Breon? Mo Common Sense said, so maybe the mother was jealous. What do you guys think? After everything that I've just showed you guys, and now that you see his hashtag show her off Sunday, And he's bragging and bragging and bragging and bragging and bragging. Right? But one thing that you guys might have missed, I'll show it to you guys. You guys might have missed it. I'm going to show you. That one. Okay? I'm going to put this into perspective for you guys before I show you how the last video. All right? Let me put this into clear perspective for you guys. If you guys have never heard Tommy Sotomayor, you don't believe his message, you guys don't think that Tommy is right about what he says about speaking on issues in the black community, what do you see? Let me hear it, guys. Come on. We have about 116 people watching. I never thought we'd had that many people watching this late. What do you see? And I want you guys to be brutally honest with me. This is his daughter in the middle. Don't be so obvious and say, oh, that's the little girl and that's the girlfriend. I want you guys to dig deep and tell me what you see. Somebody said she's pregnant. Nope, Stephanie. Nope. Now she might be pregnant, but whether she's pregnant or not, she's kind of thick in the stomach, so you really can't tell. But no, that's definitely not the issue. Come on, where my father's at? DJ C Smooth, not that particular thing. No. Great guess, but no. He's happy with his new girlfriend? Not necessarily that. Family without mother? Close. Lower, very close. The girl is light-skinned. No. That plays a part. But you got to remember, his baby mama's light-skinned. Look at his baby. His baby's light-skinned. So there's not the light-skin envy. The baby was probably eating something maybe for her birthday. She's holding money. No, not about the money. Not about the woman's race. Not about the woman's skin tone either. Because they both are light-skinned. So this ain't a light-skinned, dark-skinned thing. Half-breed? Nope. Everybody's still... Happiness? Nope. It has nothing to do with happiness. Where my father's at? How many fathers out there do we have? Looks like a family. No, it's not that. The daughter likes the girlfriend. You're warm. Not quite. And interracial, not about race. It's not about race, not about money, not about family. It's a family picture? No, it's not. Because he ain't married to this girl. She's a new girlfriend of his. I only know that because I've been really, really checking out his Instagram. The baby is last. No. Okay. All right. All right, guys. No, we're way off. We're way off. We got to think about vengeful people. We got to think about vengeful people. Okay? Now, if you were with the daughter's mom and things didn't work out, yes, Diana. Yes, Diana got it. If y'all broke up and now you're having to have visitation with the child, the mother ain't got no issue with you being on visitation. And I'm gonna let you guys know something that I found out from listening to his music. This guy is actually a rapper. He's an all right rapper, but he's not a great rapper. But I did hear some of his music. One of the things that he said in his rap was he said he don't give a fuck about child support. So apparently he's paying child support. And he's saying, based on his Instagram, He said, after paying bills, I told my better half, which is this girl here, money is kind of tight right now, but we got each other. As long as we keep grinding, everything going to be all right. All right? Everybody was a little bit off. Now, I'm going to point something. Yes. No, I told you was right about that, DJ C Smooth. It was everybody else that was wrong. So he left the daughter's mom. He ends up getting visitation. He's on child support, and he pays child support, and he sees his daughter. One of the dynamics that so many people miss, what Tommy talks about a lot, is the fact that if you are doing everything that the mother wants you to do, she still wants you to be miserable. She wants to find a way to make you miserable. She wants to make it to where nothing that you do is right. She don't want you to be happy at all. So what's the next thing that you think is going to hurt him? Child support didn't hurt him. Her leaving him didn't hurt him. He can't get no more access to the old girlfriend. That didn't hurt him. And he has a new love in his life. So love ain't hurting him. Being lonely ain't hurting him. And he gets to see his daughter, right? Or am I right? Does he get to see his daughter now? Yeah, and he's a rapper. Like I said, his music is not bad. He has a lot of Instagram followers. He's like at 14,000 followers. What do you think that the mother might be thinking that might hurt him? Think about the fact that this has been ongoing for a year and a half. Abusing the child. Thank you, Diana. She's going to take the one thing that she can guarantee that will hurt that man. If you guys did not see him in court, then I want you guys to look at this again. I want you guys to see, again, this man in court.
23-year-old Sierra Day and her live-in boyfriend, 26-year-old Deonte Lewis, are hauled into court to face a charge of aggravated murder for causing the death of Sierra Day's daughter, 4-year-old Aniya Day-Garrett. The medical examiner says Annayia was beaten to death and was malnourished at the time of her death.
Keep in mind, these are all things that were leading up to that. Malnourishing her, bruises on her, cuts on her, black eyes. These are things that she kept trying to hurt this kid, hurt this kid, hurt this kid. Something has got to hurt this man. So he hurt the one thing that would actually break this man down. Because child support didn't hurt it, and him not being able to get to her didn't hurt him. So what was the one thing that could have hurt him?
Satan, the devil. I cannot imagine to tell you why.
Children and Family Services on a number of occasions. And at the time of Annaya's death, he was fighting for emergency custody.
Yeah, I did everything.
His daughter and the anger.
That's what she wanted. This. Because I'm going to tell you guys something. When you see this, you're not going to see any type of emotion from the woman. This is what she wanted all along. Watch this.
And this was an emergency.
Look at that. I'm going to make this big on the entire screen. You guys are going to hear me on this tonight, man. I hope you guys feel me. I'm gonna break out my whiteboard on you today. Right there. Right here. Do those look like two people that are hurt that a little girl is dead? No remorse. Beverly said no remorse. She was investigated 3 times and CPS still let them keep the kid. The system is ridiculous. Thank you, LaMarcus. How long had the father not seen his child? He saw her on a pretty regular basis from what I understand. But what I'm going to show you guys is when he was getting ready to drop the little girl off, what he said to his daughter that I think led up to this. The thing that finally sparked it. Look at this face, guys. This face right here. That one. That one. That face. Does that look like the face of a hurt woman that her child is no longer here? That she is potentially facing death in prison? Life without parole? 30 years potentially in prison? Actually, I think they did smirk. I would to Queen, but it wouldn't be the right moment to do that. I really would. But this is definitely not the right time to do that. Okay? Now, are you guys ready for the icing on the cake? We got 130 people. All I need you guys to do is hit the thumbs up. So for people that don't want to donate or maybe don't have to donate, I get it. But you can show a lot of support for the show if you'll at least hit the thumbs up, okay? I need somebody to check and let me know where we are with the thumbs up, because I have a very, very important video that I do not want anybody to miss. So I'm going to give you guys a second to do that. I'm going to read off the 2 donations that came in from Kingdom Minded. Here's a little something for the late hour. I'm up with hubby. His 18 wheels are turning and earning. So we'll support you. I want to say thank you to Kingdom Minded. You supported the last time here recently, and I 100% appreciate that. Thank you so much for the love. My guy Charles is in the building. He said getting started with a little donation from the 253. Appreciate the shows and content, my brother. Reside in Paradise, Craig Mack, for sure. Definitely. My mods will put the link out there. Yeah. Clicking the like is a way of donating. It absolutely is. So I think I've given you guys enough time to at least click the thumbs up. We have 88 thumbs up, but 132 people watching. We should easily have at least 100 thumbs up, guys. I mean, you know, we are up at like 4 a.m. in the morning. Can we do that? Can we at least get over 100 and I'll stop complaining? Can you guys let me know when we got 129 viewing? Can y'all let me know when we get up to thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate you being here, sister. Can you guys let me know when we get to 100 likes? I have a video that I want to show you guys. 94 likes. While we're waiting on those likes to come in, I have to read this one more time. I'm going to show this video by way of fair use because this is his personal video, but we're using it for news reporting. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107, hashtag fair use. All right? Thank you. We're over 100 views. Let me know what you guys see. The doctor unofficially said she was dead for a while before the 911 call. Thank you, Chastity. I'm going to read what Chastity said again. The doctor unofficially said she was dead for a while before that 911 call. All right, check this out, guys. I want you to let me know if this is the thing that I believe sparked the mother to go off. Watch it.
Annayia.
This is the father talking to his baby. He picked her up, and like I told you guys, he spends a lot of time with his daughter. This is him spending time with his daughter. This is the biological father. Here we go.
Annayia. You awake, baby? You up, mama? You want to go home to your mommy or you want to stay with me, baby? You want to go home to your mommy? What you mean, no? Huh? What you mean, no? You want to stay with me? Yes. You want to stay with Daddy? Yes. You sure? Yes. I love you. What? I love you more, honey. Daddy's princess. Of course you can stay with me, mama. I want you to stay with me. I want you to come live with me, honey. You hear me? And Daddy gonna make that possible. And believe that in Jesus' name. So I'm gonna ask you one more time, okay? You wanna go home to mommy? You wanna go with me? Yeah. Okay, baby. You can come with Daddy. I love you. It's my angel, man. I'm not forcing nothing on you, sugar. You know that. I'm glad you enjoy being with Daddy. And you can always come with me. You hear me? You hear me? I'll always be with Daddy. So, I'm going to keep you with me tonight. We're going to call Mommy and let her know you stand with me, alright? Okay, baby. Daddy love you. Alright, Mama. That's my baby.
To my fathers, I beg of you, and I plead with you, to anybody that's watching my video, to any fathers like me and others out there that want their children, that are fighting for their children, and are having difficult situations that are happening and circumstances that are preventing you from being able to be with your children. One thing that you want to be very, very, very careful in doing is going to social media over your children and with your children and saying things disparaging against the children's mom or anything like that. Because I'm going to tell you something. The way that people hear things, everybody hears things different. And especially the fact that he was already having a lot of difficulty with this mom. And this actually got out in the public and she probably saw this video. That's probably what led to her doing the final actions of her abuse against her own daughter. I absolutely think we need to be very, very mindful. Yeah, these videos don't work in the favor of the man. We need to stop putting our business on social media. Yeah, it can come back to haunt us. And I think this is one situation where this might have came back to haunt this brother. I want you guys to listen to this again. So you guys have already heard the video. I'm going to play it one more time. And then we're going to go ahead and get to the emails. Anybody else that wants to email me at thesodoyoudig@gmail.com. Let me also say shout out to my sister Diana P. that donated. And again, guys, the way that the donations work is if you want to show love to the show and to the platform, you guys can always hit the links that the moderators post out there. That helps us to continue to do what we do. It makes it to where we have time to do what we do. And it also gives us the encouragement to continue to build the platform. As you guys can see, you know, in the new studio. I hope you guys like the look and the way that we are continuing to grow here. I'm going to continue to bring more things, and the donations help us do that. Okay. So our current setup is actually funded by two people, my brother Jason Gunn and also my sister Diana P. For everybody else that has donated, man, it's so much that we've done. I mean, from the software to just everything that we have is, you know, everything that we get, we turn around and put it back into the platform, or we'll take it and do some good in the community. So if you guys check the Patreon, I actually have some perks on there. And you guys can check those perks out because I think they're amazing and they're definitely things that we're going to take advantage of. And people like my guy, Classy Young Man, and even other people in the chat. My brother DJ C Smooth is here. You know, everybody that's contributed. Okay, just want to let you know that that's the way that works here. Okay. Now, again, I'm going to point out the things that are wrong with this video. Number one, he's recording it with his daughter in the car, and he's saying this right before he's supposed to be taking his daughter back, and then he calls the mom and says, I'm not bringing her home. She wants to stay with me. Listen to this.
Annayia, you awake, baby?
First of all, first problem. He's driving and recording. You can hear the car moving. Number one problem. Because I caught that immediately.
You are, mama?
He's driving, supposed to be looking at the road, but he's looking at his phone and paying attention to his daughter. It is absolutely impossible to pay attention to the road. He's putting his daughter in danger.
You want to go home to your mommy or you want to stay with me, baby?
That's a horrible question to ask a kid. I always believe in, leave the other parent out of it. All you have to say is, do you want to stay with me? That's just my personal thing. Because it's almost like you're pitting the kid in their head against the other parent. Which one do you want to go with? And I think that's a bad spot to put a kid in.
You want to go home to your mommy? What you mean, no? Huh? What you mean, no?
Jason, you about to make me cry, dude. Don't say nothing like that, bro, in the chat. Man, that touched my soul as soon as you typed that in there, brother. Wow. Oh, my God, Jason. Don't make me cry in the middle of my show, bro. That touched my soul because that's coming from a father, and I'm a father. And Jason just said some real stuff. He said that child is at peace and just finished eating, man. Shoot. That little girl didn't deserve that, man. She's such a beautiful little girl. Got a little chubby cheeks just like her mama. She smiles. Man, I see so much of my daughter in her. I remember what it was like when my daughter was that age. When we just got her out the car seat. And she was riding in the back. With a little seatbelt on.
Stay with me? You want to stay with Daddy? You sure?
And the fact that you're posting this publicly and you're showing the mother that the kid don't want to stay with you, but yet you're going to put that kid right back in the hands of that mother after you've just showed this publicly.
I love you. What? I love you more, honey. Daddy's princess. Of course you can stay with me, mama.
And you can hear him driving. He's driving with the girl in the car. He shouldn't be recording and driving.
I want you to stay with me. I want you to come live with me, honey. You hear me?
Again, putting that out there, like if that's what you're going to, if those are the plans you're going to follow through with, bro, just do it. Just do it. Don't sit there and put your plans out on social media like that.
And Daddy gonna make that possible. Believe that in Jesus' name.
It's a sweet video, man. I know he's just speaking from the heart, man, but this brother messed up putting this video out there.
I'm gonna ask you one more time, okay? You wanna go home to mommy? You wanna go with me? Okay, baby. You come with daddy. I love you. It's my angel, man. I'm not forcing nothing on you, sugar. You know that. I'm glad you enjoy being with daddy. You can always come with me. You hear me?
I'm not gonna say it.
You hear me? Always be with daddy. So I'm gonna keep you with me tonight. We're gonna call mommy and let her know you stand with me, alright?
And another thing that he did here also was the fact that if you had plans with the mother, fathers, you got to be careful, especially when you have young babies, boys and girls. If you have plans with the mom, stick to those plans. I tell my girl that all the time. I just told my cousin yesterday, I said, make sure and keep an open door policy with your kids. So that way, anytime the father wants to see him, then they can come by and they'll make time and see him. If they don't want to see him, then that's on them. But always have an open door policy. But this is the problem with dads. When you say you're going to pick up a kid, when you say that you're going to do something, or you say you're going to drop them off at a certain time, guys, I know it ain't always that cut and dry. But please, I beg of you, please, make sure that if you have a schedule, stick to that schedule. If she's supposed to be coming back home, she should be coming back home. Don't sit there and put this out on social media and say, because she said this, I'm going to keep her with me tonight and I'm going to change up y'all plans. Because at that point, now you're playing with fire and then you're going to turn around and put that kid back in that person's possession.
Okay, baby.
And I don't think he meant any harm. I just don't think that he was able to have discernment and see this through.
Daddy love you.
And it cost him his daughter.
All right, mama. That's my baby.
All right, guys. That's pretty much all I have to say about this. It's again, it's a very tragic story. It is unfortunate. It's senseless. It's everything that is just not positive that I could say about this. It's tragic on all the chords because I feel like there was so many things that that the father could have done better. But from the mom's standpoint, I'm sorry. There's just no excuse. Okay. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut that part right there. If anybody wants to get on the panel, I'm about to check the email. But more than likely, if we end up having more of a conversation about this, I'm gonna cut the story right there. For anybody else that watches this on the replay, if you guys know this brother, if you guys live out in his city, reach out to him and tell him that I would love to have him on and talk to him. Once he gets an opportunity to grieve, and once he grieves, I want him to make a decision on his own if he wants to come on, and I would love to have him on the show and to be able to hear his perspective and his thoughts. And I hope that, I didn't disparage his name or his daughter in any shape, form, or fashion. Again, I'll reiterate, she's a beautiful girl. She reminds me of my daughter, and, just very, 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 innocent life that was taken wrongfully. And the last image that I want to show here is this one. Because this is the one that stands out. Because like I say, once we get to a point in these situations with baby moms, baby fathers, when we make mistakes, when we don't have discernment, when we can't see through our own emotions, when we become so emotional, people lose. And unfortunately, in this situation, his daughter lost her life. Okay. So RIP to, the young sister that, is no longer with us, Aniya Day-Garrett, to the father. Shout out to him, man. I would love to, to be able to get in contact with him, you know, to the mother and the boyfriend. I don't have anything that I could say on the air. I can't say it live on the air about what I feel about the mother and the father. The mother and the stepfather, excuse me. Let me not even call him that. The boyfriend. The mother and the boyfriend. So if they have to suffer the consequences of the full penalty of law, then rightfully so. But I think they have every bit of evidence that they would ever need in order to get a conviction, a 100% conviction. All right. So you guys bear with me. I'm about to check the email. This is your boy DJ Just J. I'm about to check the email and we're going to go from there. Let me give a couple more shout outs here. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Hold on, guys. I just got a large donation. Give me just a second here, and I'm going to read this first because my brother's still in the building. Let me say shout out to my sister Sinead. I just see Sinead up there. She said it's hard. We bullshit kids so much willy nilly. I don't think he meant to harm the harm that's been done. He did not. Yeah, he definitely didn't. But you know the fact that culminated, you know, I think further just incited this unfortunate incident. Okay, and definitely last but not least, my guy, DJ C Smooth, he didn't leave a message, but you know, I do know this about my brother DJ C Smooth. Matter of fact, this is actually looks like the third time that I've gotten some love from my brother DJ C Smooth. I'm gonna say this, you know, from DJ to DJ, from brother to brother, and from father to father. DJ C Smooth, brother, I don't think words between us can express, you know, I think a big, huge thank you, brother. And I'm looking in the camera and telling you thank you for believing in me. Thank you for supporting me. You know, I don't think there's enough I could say. I know I definitely need to get in touch with you offline, but I want to say thank you very much, DJ C Smooth, for always showing love, always supporting, and that level of support, man, is, you know, I don't feel worthy, brother. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much.